tutorial session, we are going to cover Python conditional. That is the Python if statements, elif and else. So, during the course of this tutorial, we will go step by step with hands-on practice and explanations. So, somebody might ask, what is conditionals? Okay, conditionals is simply making decisions in Python. So, conditionals allow your program to execute different code based on whether a condition is true or false. That's simply how conditional statement works. So, without further ado, let's get our hands into practice with Python conditionals. So we are gonna open our VS Code. I believe by now you know how to open a VS Code and how to open a file on a VS Code. Okay, here we are gonna write our first if statement in Python. Okay, so let's take, for example, let's declare a variable called age and we will assign it 18. So we are going to check if someone is eligible to vote or not. So what we will do here, we will write, you will put our if statement here under the declaration. So we will say if age is greater than or equal to 18, then you print you are eligible to vote. Eligible to vote. Yeah. So now remember what I told you. I said the Python conditional, the if statement. Yeah, there's a conditional if. It executes based on the case of a statement being true or false. So here, if this condition is true, if the age is equal to or greater than 18, it will print you are eligible to vote. But if it's not equal to or greater than 18, let's see what will happen. First of all, let's run this code and see. Yeah, here we run the code here. Okay, if you didn't see how we run the code, you can come over to your terminal down here, bring it up. Yeah, so you put Python, write the name of your file, the name of your Python file. Here our Python file here is conditional.py. So press enter. Good. Here it wrote you are eligible to vote. Why did they give us this output? It's because we told Python, hey Python, see, there is age here and the value of this age is 18. Now, if this age is greater than or equal to 18, you should give us the print value of you are eligible to vote. So, if I am to change this thing here and make it less than 18, so it will not be greater than 18, neither will it be equal to 18. Make it 17 here. Let's see what Python will give us. Run this code, come to the terminal once again, and run the code again. Okay. Python didn't print anything. It didn't print anything, but the code was executed. Why? Because we didn't tell Python to do anything if the age is less than 18. Okay, that's where else statement comes in. So in else statement, we are going to tell Python, else you are not eligible to vote yet. Thus, if Python checks and see that this age here is not equal to 18, neither is it above 18, then Python will come here and execute this else statement and tell us you are not eligible to vote. Now that we have a condition that the Python will execute a command under while the age is below 18, let's run the code again and see what happens now. Yeah, look at it here. You are not eligible to vote. Why? Because we have reset this age to 17. It's no longer equal to 18. It's no longer greater than 18. So if we are to make this age to be 19, or let me say to be 20, save this here, come back to the terminal and run the code again. You are eligible to vote. Okay, this is Python if statement. If and so we are going to add the elif statement. Yes, we are going to add the elif statement. Now, in adding the elif statement, we are going to check student's grade, and we are going to grade the students according to the score of the students. So first of all, we'll define a variable here called score and give it the value 85. So here we say if score greater than or equal to 90. Yeah. You say you got A. Else if, here is where else if comes in. Else if score is greater than or equal to 80, you got B. Another one here. Another else if score is greater than or equal to 70, you say you got C. So we are also gonna do an else statement. So here, okay, I don't wanna say you got a D or F, so I wanna go straight to D. So let's keep the else if until it reaches F. So let's say else if the score is 60, the person got D. Yeah. Sorry. What is my exclamation? Yes. So here, let's do it until F. Until F. So here, good. So here, what we are telling Python, we say, Python, hey, look at this variable here called score. We have a value of 85 there. Now, if this score is greater than or equal to 90, tell the person that you got an A. But if there's elif is same as, but if the person got greater than or equal to 80, tell the person you got a B. Else if the person got 70 or greater than 70, tell the person you got a C. So let's run this code here and see what happens. Come to the terminal here. Boom, look at the output here. You got a B. Why did it tell us you got a B? What is the score there? The score is 85. And we say that if the person score equal to 80 or above 80, you should tell the person you got a B. Okay. So, does it mean that if someone scored 90, 90 is above 80, will it also tell the person you got a B? So let's see. Let's change this score here to 90 and see what happens. Run the code. Look at it. Look at our terminal here. It told the person you got an A. Do you know why it told the person that? Do you know why you got an A here? It's because this statement comes first. So it first checks this statement and saw that. Sorry, what am I speaking? So it's found out that the score is equal to 90 actually. So it just ran this code here, leaving these ones behind. That's how Python code works. That's how Python conditionals works. So sorry, if let me just change this into else statements because I don't see any reason having this in. So let's see if the else statement works. Let's call our candidate below 60 here. So let's give our candidate 50 here and run the code again. You got an F. So this is how Python conditional statements works. Okay, before we go forward, I would like to remind you the rules of conditional statements. First rule is that conditions are checked from top to bottom. So while Python is checking the conditions, it checks from line 1 to the very last line at the bottom. Then only the first true block runs. If a particular condition is false, it doesn't run. That condition does not run unless the condition is true. Now, the other rule is that else is optional and it catches everything else. You use else condition to catch every other thing that is not in the elif. Okay, one of the use of logical operator is that you can use logical operator to combine two conditional statements, even more than two conditional statements. Once you have a logical operator, you can combine as many conditional statements as you wish. So going forward, I would like us to look into logical operators. Still in the else statements, the conditional statements. Let's use logical operators on the conditional statements. So while talking of logical operators, we mean the operators like and, or, and not. So for and the rules for and is that both conditions must be true. Both conditions must be true for the code to execute on and. So that means you will have two conditions. You will be checking two conditions using and logical operator. Also, all statements you will also have two conditions. So, but the difference between or and is that at least one condition must be true. You might have more than two conditions. Even in and logical operator, you can also have more than two conditions. Then, the not logical operator, the not, that is not. It is a reverse of true false. That means when you say is not equal to, that means if it is false, if the condition is false, the code executes. When we said is equal to, that's when we say Sorry, let me bring it down. Let me bring it down. When the condition is no, when you use not, that means if the condition is false, it executes. That's just it. It reverses the case of the condition. Okay, let's get our hand in practice with the logical operators while handling the while handling the if and else statements. First, let's clean the screen. Then we do age equals 20. Then we set variable has license equal to true. Okay, after that, we will use the AND logical operator to combine two if conditions. That is, if age is equal to or greater than 18 and if has license, then we are going to tell our candidates that you are eligible to drive. Okay, now having our candidate's age here as 20 and the statement here says if age is equal to or greater than 18, which 20 is our candidate's age is greater than 18, and if candidate has license, then we should tell the candidate you are allowed to drive. So I expect our output as we run this code to be you are allowed to drive. So let's go ahead and run this code, see what it gives us. Yeah, so we got the expected output. So let's go ahead. Okay, so what if we are to change this age variable from 20 to 16? Let's see what line of code the Python will execute. I mean, the output Python will give us. So you click the run button to run the code. Or you can as well come to the terminal here and type in Python and the name of your file, the file you want to run. The name of the file we want to run here is conditional.py. Okay, so you can see the code was executed with no output. Why? Because there is no else statement or elif statement to handle the exception where age is below the range we gave it before. So we are going to fix that later. What if we are to change that and logical operator to or? Let's see what happened. Remember the age of our candidate here is 16. So it's below 18, but the candidate has license. Let's see what will be the output now. The output is you are allowed to drive. Remember what I told you before, that the rule for all conditional statements, I mean all logical operator, is that at least one of the conditional statements must be true. So yes, our candidate is not up to 18 of age, but he has license, so he is allowed to drive. Okay, now let's go back to the AND logical operator and put exception for where the candidate is below 18. If the candidate is below 18, we should tell the candidate you are not allowed to drive. So let's implement it with else statement. Yeah, that's it. Now our candidate's age is 16. If we are to run this code again, let's see what Python will return to us as output now. So yeah, now Python is yelling at our candidate that yeah, you are not allowed to drive because there is now an else statement handling the situation where where the candidate is below age. Okay, having gone so far, let's go ahead and take a look at Python nested conditional. There's the nested if statement. So here, just like before, we set our variable age, assign it a value of our choice. Also set our variable has license, assign it a boolean value of either true or false. But here we are going to assign it a value of false. Thus, our candidate don't have any license. We write our condition. Here our condition is if age is greater than or equal to 18, then the code will execute under that condition. So to make it a nested if conditional, so we'll put a child if condition nested under the original if condition. So when it checks the first condition, it goes down, check the second condition, that's the child condition, then executes the code under if the condition is true. Okay, for each of the if condition, we will also put an else executable where the if condition is not met so that we can handle error exceptions. So this is the else exception for the child condition has driving license. So it will execute if the person has no driving license. It will tell the person you need a license to drive. And then the else statement for the parent condition will tell the person you are too young to drive for person under 18. Remember, the parent's condition is if age is greater than or equal to 18. Then when that one is true, it goes over to the nested condition, check if the person has license. If has license, then it will tell the person you can drive. Else, if the person does not have license, it will tell the person you need a license to drive. Then, if the person has license but the person is not of age 18, that is where it nullifies the first if conditional. So it will tell the person you are too young to drive. Now, having our candidate's age at 18 with no license, let's go ahead and run this code and see what output Python will give us for this code. Now it's telling our candidate that you need a license to drive because our candidate is of age 18 years but has no license. So our candidate will need a license to drive. What if we had to change the age of our candidates to let it be below 18? It will tell our candidate you are too young to drive. Let's go ahead and run the code and see the output. As expected, you are too young to drive. Okay, that's it. So if we tweak around the variables, change the age to 18, change the has license to true, what do you think will be the output? Let's run it and check. Okay, now our candidate received the permission to drive because our candidate is of age 18 and also has license. We have gone so far already, so I would like to stop this video here. During the course of this video, we have gone through the concepts of Python conditional. There's the if statement, the elif, and the else. We can now use them in our Python program. We have also gone through the concepts of Python logical statements, the or and the and logical operator. We have also gone through how we can mix them in our if conditionals. So we have also gone through nested if conditionals. So If there is any question you would like to ask, I would like you to drop it below the comment section. And also like this video, subscribe to this channel, and share to others for more videos like this to come.